My dear kings and queens, ladies and gentlemen, there's something that I don't understand, and of course, I need the help from you. And if I'm wrong, you may correct me. Um, you know that Captain Ibrahim Traore and Burkina Faso are among of 5 countries that were suspended by the African Union. So, Captain Ibrahim Traore will not participate in African Union meeting. So, but we have seen Captain Ibrahim Traore is celebrated in his home country as well as outside of his home country. Captain Ibrahim Traore is celebrated by many Africans all over the world of all ages. But he was suspended from the African Union due to unconstitutional changes or undemocratically elected. You see, what democracy mean to to the people of Africa, especially to African Union, because the one who is celebrated, loved by Africans, is the one who is suspended. You see, we have seen some leaders who are not in love with their citizens, but are those who are being celebrated by the African Union. What democracy mean if the majority of the people of Africa, we have seen, love Captain Ibrahim Traore? Let us be realistic. All of us, we know this is not a lie, this is the truth. Even our leaders in the African Union understand that young people and African people are in love with Captain Ibrahim Traore. So what kind of democracy you want if the majority has shown interest in loving the leader? Then, because of this Western democracy, you come and say this leader is undemocratically elected, so he should not participate in the African Union. So what does that mean? I don't understand myself. This is contradicting me, that I know democracy means the voice of majority. And we have seen in these countries, for instance, Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso, the majority are in love with their leaders. Does African Union understand that the systems that were put in these countries by the colonizers are not giving citizens the right position to choose the leader they want? These leaders those leaders who were in these countries, many of them were planted by the former colonizers for the interest of those colonizers, you see. But African Union are not addressing these challenges. And that's why we have been seeing many coups, many assassinations. I wish this time African Union has to conduct a trial for the Western countries for assassinating Patrice Emile Lumumba, for assassinated Muhammad Ali Gaddafi, for assassinated of Thomas Isidore Sankara, but nothing is going on. You see, someone assassinated Patrice Emile Lumumba and remain with the tooth. You see, remain with the tooth. Then after years, they returns a tooth, and then Africa we celebrate. For what? We celebrate what? We have to take these people to court, and of course we don't have strong court. Those courts are owned by themselves, so automatically we cannot win. As I speak to you now, my dear kings and queens, our artifacts are in the museum outside there. What African Union is doing to reclaim our wealth, what our organization are doing to reclaim our rights. Yes, we come here, we say we want human rights, to implement human rights. What human rights we are talking about? If someone assassinated Patrice Emile Lumumba, then drown him into acid and remain with the tooth. You see? Tooth. And if the one who owned the truth, the one who assassinated Patrice Emery Lumumba, we have to take him to the court, the country. But today we find ourselves into division instead of uniting the people. So do you think the people of Burkina Faso, people of Mali, people of Niger, people of Gabon, maybe they can love African Union, people of Guinea will be in love with the African Union? Are we creating a united Africa through African Union, or we are dividing our people? I think African Union should look on all aspects, not only on this constitution. And of course, many of our constitutions are inherited from our former colonizers, so they are serving the interests of our colonial masters. You see, if someone are in love in the hearts of people, we have to accept the wills of the people. People are expressing their wills, not only through votes. You know, sometimes we think people need to vote. Not all of them are going to vote. As I said, sometimes these systems that we are putting in place are not giving the people or citizens of Africa the right position to choose the best leaders. We have systems that are being corrupt, you see. And if we are not going to address these challenges, the truth, we are not going to tell the truth to each other, we are going nowhere. Take this, we will be here, we will pass away, but if we didn't, or we don't speak the truth to ourselves, we are going nowhere. We think we are lying, we are doing something better, but at the end of the day, we are lying ourselves. These things will not take us far. We need to be truthful to each other that, you know, this is not acceptable. Yes, we don't want these military coups in this continent, but we must understand the main causes of these military coups in the continent. Why we have these military coups and why the citizens are celebrating military coups. There's something wrong. Even these countries that we call democratic countries, some of those countries, people are not happy. People are tired because of colonial hands that is playing the games. So I wish the African Union should be a tool to unite the people of Africa, not to divide the people of Africa. So let us not speak for too long, but all in all, I was interested to share this for you to understand that our Captain Ibrahim Traore, our leader, and the other leaders will not vote for the African Union Commission. So take it, and if you didn't see Captain Ibrahim Traore, understand that Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Gabon, Sudan, of course, and also Guinea, I think, were suspended by the African Union for unconstitutional change of government. Hello, greetings everyone. I'm very happy to be here with you, my dear friends and fellow Africans. Did you know that Burkina Faso will not vote for the chairperson of the African Union? Did you know that Burkina Faso and some African countries were suspended by the African Union? Among those countries, Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso itself, Sudan, Gabon. These countries have been suspended from the African Union because of unconstitutional changes. African Union said these countries violated the rules and laws, but we have seen how Captain Ibrahim Traore was celebrated in Ghana. What is democracy to the African Union? What is the democracy about in the continent of Africa? Because we have seen those who have been elected democratically are not in love with the citizens or with the people of Africa. But for instance, we have seen Captain Ibrahim Traore celebrated by many Africans in the continent and even in the diaspora. Even African Union themselves can witness this, that if today we are going to vote for the one who is going to be the leader of this continent, I hope many votes will go to Captain Ibrahim Traore. But he's the one who looks like he is a leader who came to power and constitution. You see, it is undemocratic, but we need democratic leaders. But look what the democratic leaders are doing in the continent of Africa. As I think African Union has to sit down and to assess themselves. What does democracy mean to the people of Africa? Not to the leaders and the Western power. What does democracy mean to the people of Africa? Yes, we have leaders who have been elected democratically, but we know very well that these electoral processes are being cheated, and sometimes votes are being stolen. We know very well in many countries, and of course, after election in some countries, we have been witnessing conflicts, violence. You see, what does democracy mean to the African Union if a celebrated leader like Captain Ibrahim Traore is the one who is suspended from the African Union, while those who are being elected through votes are those who are being sabotaging and distracting this continent? What does this mean? I don't understand myself. But all in all, my dear kings and queens, let us think about democracy in Africa and what kind of democracy we want as the people of Africa. Yes, we can have these Western democracy here in the continent of Africa, can try to implement these periodic elections, but does this mean something to the people of Africa? Or it means to few who are in the systems and those who are being sponsored by the West to learn these agendas? You see, I think the African Union should be a tool to unite the people, not to divide the people. To unite leaders and the people, and also to see how the way forward, how they are going to solve the challenges of the people of Africa, not to divide the people of Africa. So now you see, this young leader, Captain Ibrahim Traore, will not vote. Maybe he has something new in his head. He will not participate to the African Union because of his country being suspended from the African Union. So, what does this mean? What does this mean? So I'm trying to share this for us, the people of Africa, to understand the reality that sometimes you can have good leaders who are outside of the system, and you can have leaders who all of us, we know what they're doing, but they're in the systems. We are respecting our leaders, we love them, but we need even those who have been suspended to come back, because African Union should be a tool or an organization that is uniting all Africans. Not for instance, you have seen the message of the people. You have seen young people, leaders, religious leaders, talking about Captain Ibrahim Traore. So those are just a clear message to the African Union that this man is democratically elected by default, because you see the people are celebrating them, not only in his country but even outside of his country. So he's winning out and in, you see, but he is still suspended from the African Union, and he will not vote for the African Union Commission chair. So I think our African Union must try to think something that is uniting the people of Africa. So those are just my opinions. I have no more from that. But all in all, I'm trying to share with you the scenario that the one who is celebrated is suspended, but those who are elected and not in love with the citizens are those who are being praised. So I think they're representing few people. So we need someone who is representing a majority. I think that is democracy. So with those few words, let me say bye bye. Have a nice time. See you next time. Thank you.